is 30 days until fall starts, and I cannot tell you how excited I am for fall because I am a fall girly. But I'm going to try to embrace the last month of summer, and so this is my end of summer TBR. These books just give me summer vibes. There are some books on this list that I want to read, and there's some that I've already read that I would recommend. First up, we have Water Moon by Samantha Soto Yanbao. You can't tell me that this doesn't look summery. I really don't know what this book is about. I'm okay with that. But the cover, it's like a summer evening vibes. There's little paper boats, like just the colors. I don't know, it just reminds me of a warm summer evening. I could be totally off base, but I think that this is summer vibes. Let me tell you what it's about. Water Moon is about a woman named Hana who has a pawn shop, and on her first morning, her shop is broken into, and one of her most precious items is stolen, and her father is missing. And then a charming stranger stumbles into the store and offers to help her. Sounds like it could be romantic. It sounds cozy. I love a little mystery, but definitely just the cover gives me summer vibes. Next is The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. This duo writes funny rom-com type books. This book is about a young woman named Anna. She is an art major. She is very like la-di-da, go with the flow. And then we have Liam, who is set to inherit his family fortune, but he has to introduce his wife, Anna, who he's never really lived with as a wife, like husband and wife, to his family. It sounds like a fake dating trope, and I'm here for it. Also, the cover is very summery. I love the tropical leaves, like it just sounds really fun. Next, I'd like to try my hand at an Ellen Hildebrand book. It sounds like she writes deep romances, like she could probably be up there with Emily Henry and Abby Jimenez. I really like both of those authors because they give a backstory to their main characters. It's not like boy and girl meet and then they fall in love. Boy has this going on in his life and girl has this going on in her life, and they have these problems. Will they or won't they work it out in their relationship, or can they overcome these problems? So I think that Ellen Hildebrand might write like that. I don't know. I haven't tried her writing yet. I really want to get to some of her writing though. I think it'd be a lot of fun. And all of her books look kind of summery. Like I think they're all set on an island. It kind of gives me Carly Fortune vibes, but I don't jive with Carly Fortune's writing. So hopefully I will like Ellen Hildebrand a little bit better. Next, I want to read Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is about a epic party in 1983 that ends up with a mansion burning down, and it is set at the end of summer. So I think there's going to be a lot of drama, and I'm here for it. I really like Taylor Jenkins Reid's writing. I think she does a good job fleshing out all of her characters, very similar to Emily Henry and Abby Jimenez, but Taylor Jenkins Reid doesn't always have a happy ending for the love story. That's why I like her books, because she's not afraid to go there with that. The last standalone book that I want to read is Summer in the City by Alex Astor. This is her adult debut standalone novel that is set in New York City, and it's about a screenwriter and a tech CEO that go from lovers to enemies to lovers again. That's all I need to know. I think it sounds so cute and swoon-worthy. Apparently, I just really like romances for summertime. I think that that is just like the ideal time to read about steaminess while you're sitting in the AC because it's way too hot to be reading on the porch. Speaking of Alex Astor, I really want to work on her Light Lark series. I've read the first 2 books and I cannot wait to read the rest. This is about a magical competition where the leaders of different realms come together to compete, and whoever wins this competition gets very special control of resources to save their island situation. So obviously it's not just for them, it's for like all of their people. The first book was really good. Second book was just as good, and I think there's two more books in the series if I'm not mistaken, and maybe more to come. Another series that I would like to work on is the Skinjacker trilogy by Neil Shusterman. I just have the last book in the series, Ever Found. This series is about two kids that get into a car accident. They both go to the in between. They find out that there is this world full of children that are living in between worlds. And so there are a lot of rules to this world, and I won't go into those right now. But I really enjoy this series. I love how imaginative it is. The characters in the second book, they all develop powers, and it's really cool and really unique. And I hope that there is a good resolution to the last book. Another series that I haven't started yet, but I would like to because it just seems very summery to me, is the Emily Wilde series. The first book is Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. This is about a professor named Emily Wilde. She goes to a remote village to do research for her book, and she comes across a very handsome rival, so to speak, and she ends up getting herself into some shenanigans with fairy magic. So it sounds like it's a good time mixing fantasy, romance, maybe, I don't know yet, and I'm here for it. I am so here for it. Those were some books that I have not read, so who the heck knows if they'll even give me summer vibes. But the following books I have read, and I definitely think that you will enjoy them, regardless of what time of year you read them. But these are definitely more special in the summer. So the first book is Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. I read this 2 summers ago now, I think. And it is about a found family at an aquarium. That's the best way I can sum it up. It's about a woman that works in an aquarium, and she has a special spot in her heart for the octopus, and the octopus wants to go to the ocean. We do have a point of view that is the octopus. And there's another young man that works at the aquarium that he kind of struggles in life. So it's 3 different perspectives. Please be warned, it's sad, but it is a beautiful story about found family. Next, I would recommend The Wedding People by Allison Espach. This is about a woman who decides she's done. She just doesn't want to be here anymore. She goes to a fancy hotel to treat herself before she takes herself out of the picture. While she's at this hotel, there is a wedding going on. The bride figures out what this woman is up to, and the bride stops her. This woman figures out that the bride is very alone, despite having a bunch of people that are going to be in her wedding and are going to stand up for her. This woman kind of not necessarily takes pity on her, but she's like, your friends are not actually friends. She says, you know what? I'll agree. I won't take myself out of the picture this week because it's your wedding, but I am going to show you what a real friend is like. And so it's actually about friendship. Even though a wedding, you would think that there's a romance in it, there's not any romance. It's just about friendship and how hard life can be sometimes. I would recommend this any time of the year, but I always like to read wedding stories in the summer. Next, I would recommend 2 authors to you, and you can pretty much read any of their books because they're just fun. But Emily Henry and Abbi Jimenez, both of these authors, have a bunch of books to pick from. Emily Henry specifically has some books called Beach Read, People We Meet on Vacation, and Happy Place. All 3 of these books are set in or near summertime. They give summer vibes. Her other books are great too, but these ones specifically I think you should read in summer. And then Abbi Jimenez has a whole 5 books that you can read. You can read the Part of Your World series, These are not all set in summer, but one of the books in that series is called Just for the Summer. And then her new trilogy that she's still working on, Say You'll Remember Me, is definitely set in summer. I'm saying trilogy for the Abby Jimenez books. They are companion novels. You do not have to read them in order. It just makes sense to read them in order because we do have a reoccurring cast of characters. So I would start with Part of Your World and then move through that trilogy and then Say You'll Remember Me and read the next book. You will not regret it. Either one of those authors, you will not regret it if you like romance. If you want a spooky end to your summer, I would recommend We Were Never Here by Andrea Bartz. This is about two best friends that go on a backpacking trip every year, and this year they have gone to Chile, I believe it is, somewhere in South America. One of the best friends leaves to go do something and she comes back to the hotel room, finds it covered in blood, and her best friend says, "This man attacked me. I killed him in self-defense." So, of course, what are you going to do in that situation? You're going to hide the body so you're not arrested in a foreign country. Duh. But our main character doesn't necessarily think that it was in self-defense. It's going to have you on the edge of your seat. The last book that I have to recommend is actually a series, and I think that this gives me summer vibes because of the nostalgia, and I would have definitely read this over the summer as a kid, even though I technically read it for the first time when I was in college. It is definitely summer vibes, and that is The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. If you don't know what this is about a young girl named Katniss. In her society, Pan Am, there's a competition every year where every district sends their children to compete for life or death. The winner gets royalties. It's brutal. Okay? If you actually think about that, to sacrifice kids, that's brutal. Katniss is our main character. We follow her through her Hunger Games, and she kind of beats the system. So she has to continue on through this series, going to the Hunger Games multiple times, is just trying to survive. I have not reread this since college. I've read the newly published ones, but I really, really want to reread all of this. Well, that's all the recommendations that I have for you guys. If you guys have any summer recommendations, let me know in the comments down below. I'm so excited for fall. I cannot wait to make a fall TBR with you guys. It'll probably happen in the beginning of fall and not the end of fall like this video. Thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with me. If you're still hanging out with me and you don't know what to comment, comment the little fire emoji. And I will see you guys soon in a new video. Happy reading. They scream. They don't scream summer. First up, we have Watermelon. Oh, they fell in love and they kissed. Ha ha ha, the end. What the heck was that? Okay. But Taylor Jenkins Reid. God, she has a long name. But Taylor Jenkins Reid. Okay. Okay. Glad we talked about that. That was weird.